Hi, my name is Aron Yost. Me and my group members are currently enrolled in Filipino literature under Cendi Casocot. In our studies, we have been assigned a task to try and define what is Filipino-American literature. And the more we research, the more we ask other people how they would define Filipino-American literature, we come to find that it's a very broad topic, very vague and very undefined. And so, for the duration of our report, we wish to simply define Filipino-American literature as literary works of art written by Filipinos either in an American context or Filipinos who are currently living in America at the time of their writing. And what is this invisibility of the Filipino and American setting?
While rooted in the early Spanish rule, the specter of the invisibility for Filipinos is specific to a long-term consequences of American colonialism. Recounting the Filipino immigrants, there are 150,000 approximately Filipinos who migrated to US, which settled in California and Hawaii. The invisibility of the Philippines became the necessary historiographical phenomenon because of the annexation of the Philippines proved to be culturally and constitutionally problematic for American political and civil society in the turn of the century. To understand the absence of the Philippine in American history, one must face the immense task of charting the intense ideological contestation that developed in the United States around the Philippines, questioned at the one point of colonial conquest, and the active rewriting of American historical records from then on that articulated and re-articulated the varieties of American exceptionalism.
So, why is it then that Filipinos seem to be invisible as part of the fabric of the American culture? In the United States today, Filipino community are the fastest growing community, which is nearing the 2 million mark, which is second to the Chinese American population. But still, the idea of invisibility has always been the theme of the Filipino-American writers. Well, we cannot thoroughly discuss the existence of this literature if we do not interrogate the decisive issues of self and peoplehood, of invisibility. A number of Filipino-American literatures uses or shapes the idea or the issues of the variable expressions. For example, the historian Fred Cordova asks in his fiction book An Oral History of Filipino Americans, who are we? What are we? A certain essay in the year 1989 from journalist Shelo Contabella pointedly observes that even with the groups nearing the 2 million mark, our number doesn't add up to visibility in business, media, and in the cultural field. And all of this has been done in a century that is called Asian or Pacific century. Another historiographical essay by an American historian by the name of Peter Stanley bears the title The Forgotten Philippines, 1790 to 1907. Why is this so? Well, one writer admits that our movement into the Philippines is one of the least understood stages or phases in history, one of the obscure, swept under the rug and forgotten. That's why one of the chapters of Takagi's Strangers from Different Shores is devoted to the forgotten Filipinos.
define what Filipino-American literature is, let us first try and give a historical background of Filipino-American writing.
Filipino-American writers can be classified into three cohorts. First, the pioneering generation, started on 1930s to 1950s.
Pioneering generation? Well, basically, pioneering generation writings are coping with the experiential reality of exile. According to Sam Solberg, the difference between Asian American writing and Filipino-American writing is Filipino-American writing is mixed with indigenous Filipino writings in English.
Second, the settled generation, which started on 1960s.
Settled generation, well, settled generation writers are considered the flips. These flips are self-designated as the Bay Area of Philippine writers. They write in search of kinship. The flips' poets and writings are based in a form of alienation that is double-sided due to their absence of historical absence in the United States.
And the last, the politically expatriated generation, which started on 1970s up to the present.
Politically expatriated generation. Politically expatriated. Writings that are politically expatriated by the yardstick of martial law politics. Well, do you remember the crisis in the Philippines done by the martial law under the rule of Ferdinand Marcos? History and counter-mythic writings became the form and the vision of return, their identity building, and their self-recovery.